Hey y'all, it's time for another weekly check-in. Welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on what is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish Nations. I'm an artist and educator currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for retirement, and sharing what I learn as I bumble on through. This is week 3 of September 2019. If you're watching this at a different time than it's being uploaded. And I don't have too many transactions. The last check-in was a little bit bananas. It was 2 weeks worth of a lot of transactions. But one thing I did do that I wanted to let you know was because I got reimbursed $117 from my friends that I went camping with for things like gas and the park pass, and just like some other random things that I had paid for and they reimbursed me for, I went ahead and adjusted my, basically my restaurant category. So I upped it by 35 just because that was reimbursement from a friend. Like I paid for a meal and she reimbursed me. It wasn't really part of my budget. And I also brought gas up a little bit, and I also brought travel up a little bit. I'm still way over. I still definitely busted the budget, but it's a little more accurately reflecting what I spent versus those reimbursement things. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's get into these transactions. See, first I'm going to do a kind of complex one. I went to Walmart. I don't know if you guys have, I don't know that I've ever had a Walmart transaction before since I started recording my budget updates almost a year ago. But I have had 2 in the last month. Normally it's not a store that I go to. I have some like sort of personal like political reasons that I don't usually patronize Walmart. But also honestly, it's just frankly not a convenient location. So it's not easy to get there even if I wanted to go, which I typically don't want to go. Like, don't get me wrong, if you go to Walmart, I'm not at all like judging you. I think it's a very useful place. It's very affordable, but it's not very convenient to me, and I'm able to go other places, and so I choose to. So just to be clear about that. However, I did make the choice to go this month two different times. That is another update I did. So I had a large transaction at Walmart last budget check-in, and I actually did go through and break it up. I kind of can't be bothered to find it right now, but basically I had some grocery, some camping, which went under travel, and some clothing that I picked up there. And so I just separated that out again to just be more accurately reflective of what I actually spent money on. So this one is similar. I actually went to Walmart for work to pick up some items that we needed in the studios at school. And it's amazing what you figure out you need when you're just walking around a Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and split it up. I wrote a note to myself that 39 of this was clothing. I'm going to tell you guys straight up, if you've watched my things I never buy or something video, I wear a uniform. Not an actual like issued from work uniform, but I basically wear the same thing every day. And one of those things is leggings. And so I now actually own 5 pairs of the exact same leggings. And that is just to get me through the winter, because you know what? I don't love mornings to begin with, but winter mornings are the worst. And I just want to be able to get dressed and not think about it. That's the whole point of a uniform. And I just like made the choice to make it easier. So I'm going to go into clothing and shoes, which is frankly already over. And then I'm going to go into groceries, which is frankly already over. And then what was the rest of that stuff? Okay, I know that's 39. And I know 5 is groceries. And the rest of it was health stuff. And so that was the rest of it, $24.07. Basically, I just got some like expensive lotion. Since I work in ceramics, I'm not like really into beauty products. That's another thing I talked about, things I never buy. I don't really buy much except for some basic lotion. But because the winter here is colder than I'm used to, and I work in ceramics and I'm teaching throwing this this coming up quarter. So my hands are basically constantly in water. I just got some really hardcore CeraVe healing ointment, and it was pretty expensive. It was like $18. However, there was a $5 coupon, so that was cool. And I also picked up a few other things like Q-tips. So yeah, that is that. That was like a lot of talking for one transaction. Okay, so moving right along, I paid for Hulu, so that goes into entertainment, $6.53, so 2 cents off, whatever. I did hit Safeway to grab a few grocery items. That was $13.46. I paid for my Verizon, which was back down to its usual $63.29. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to do a sort of recap, like maybe in November I'll do a like comparing my November 2018 budget to my November 2019 budget, because a lot of things have changed. Okay, so one other thing that I did, I'm really just cruising for a bruising this month. I really feel like I've made a lot of missteps. But I kind of panicked about I don't have to go, but I choose to go visit my family across the country in Florida in December. And last year I started doing credit card hacking or travel hacking, and I got my flight for free. And I did the same this year. I was shooting for getting my flight for free or close to free. The big sort of bonuses are the sign-on bonuses. And so, it's like as you continue on, I feel like you get less of those big sign-on bonuses. So I was still hoping, though, to get my flight for very close to free. And I maybe should have waited. I feel like I'm in the really good window like right now. But like a week and a half ago, I panicked and I bought my ticket. I bought it through the Chase portal. So my points that I'd earned with them were worth more. I don't know, is it 25% more? So I was able to get a nice nonstop flight for the week of Christmas, and I paid $167.37. I think if I would have waited till this week, I could have gotten it closer to actually free, but I'm still going to call $167.37 for a flight to Florida a win. Okay, so I'm going to scroll on down to travel. As you can see, I'm already behind in upcoming travel. And so the question is, what am I going to do? Well, I mean, I'm going to have to cover myself from my savings, which is not great. But as y'all know, I showed you my debt and my progress trackers. I have kind of like projected out through the rest of the quarter. I'm not recommending this as a life skill. But because I've projected out through the quarter, I see that I can sort of make up those funds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover myself through my savings, aka my emergency fund. However, this is not an emergency. I recognize that, but that's what I'm going to do. I think that the point of having more control of your money is having a little more flexibility. Is my goal by the end of the year to have those sinking funds built up so that I have actual cash flexibility? Yes. Am I happy that I now have an emergency fund that I can pay for my flight home? Yes, of course I am. This is great. So in past years, I've sort of had to buy a more expensive flight because I didn't have the cash to buy the flight. And now I do have the cash. It's my emergency fund. Is it an emergency? It's not. But you see where I'm going. Progress, not perfection. Okay, so I'm going to slide that transaction 167.37 into upcoming travel. It's going to be a party at the end of the month when I reconcile this budget. But I'm hoping that the sort of pity party at the end of this month will be followed up by some really exciting progress and achievement parties in the rest of the year, in the third quarter of the year. Let me know down below how your September is going. Are you starting to work on travel or holiday celebration plans at all? Let me know down below, and I will talk to you later.